I mentioned before that there's a force in ultimate, so the mark will be forcing the thrower to throw it to a certain place on the field. But if you can, which is the open side, but if you can get it to the break side, then there's usually no defenders in that space. So the hammer can be one way that you can kind of throw it over top of your mark to get it to that break side. Or if there's a zone defense and there's kind of a wall or a cup, we call it, you can throw it over top of the cup. That's another way to break a zone in ultimate.
So it's about getting over the defense.
Yeah.
Ah. Nice try there, and letting up was Bennett Garber. He tried to use his body to shield the defender, and in doing so, couldn't quite get the disc. So Manitoba will take it back. It's still 4-2.
Another great catch. Great second effort there. The defense manages to get a piece of it, but laying out for the disc. And bit of a longer point here. We can see the fatigue start to set in a little bit. Both teams not quite as crisp as they are at the beginning of points, and just not being as patient with the disc. But
look at that. Nice job, Ari Kimura.
Yeah, the layout grabs are one of the most exciting parts of Ultimate, and how you can really get fans that have never seen the game before, like, they still understand that that's an amazing play.
Great fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yep. And after that long toss disconnected, it takes a little time to get reset, but Winnipeg has the disc. Way back at their own goal line, and this one is going to be
looks
caught.
like he manages to keep his feet in.
Yep. So I gather now you can, after seeing that you can catch it as long as you get your feet in. You can run out of bounds after the catch.
Yeah, so you have 3 steps to kind of slow yourself down, or else it's a travel, and funnily enough, we also saw a travel there. So when you're throwing the disc, you have to keep your pivot foot on the ground, and you can see there he kind of jumped to throw it, but didn't actually throw it, and his pivot foot came up, so Manitoba called a travel on that. He still gets to keep the disc, but he just has to go back.
And of course, the defense can all get back where they want to be. Just no room to throw it sometimes, and these players still find an opening with the variety of angles they're able to toss it from.
Manitoba's doing a lot of poaching, which is what we call when you're kind of hanging out in the lanes and playing off your defender, so making it really hard on Winnipeg to get those open throws as the defender's just hanging out in the open space.
Turned over, and Manitoba will take possession and have a chance as we are at the 20-minute mark in the first half. Oh, I thought that was going to flow away from Ari Kimura, but he got it. Wow.
Great grab at the back of the end zone there. Had to really go up and then somehow managed to keep his feet in bounds and finally ends that marathon point that we had.
Right. It's been a long time, and look at that. Yeah, I was already moving on to, okay, what's coming next, because that one's going to, wow, he got it. Nice play. So a 3-point lead built up by the University of Manitoba. You're watching the Canadian Prairie University Ultimate Championships on Max TV, local on demand. We're in Saskatoon. I'm Heath Mulligan with Bobby Anderson, and this is the championship final. On their way to this final, the University of Manitoba knocked off the University of Saskatchewan. And Winnipeg, meanwhile, defeated one of the Alberta teams to place themselves in this all-Manitoba matchup. It's like the Labor Day Classic and the Banjo Bowl happening all at once. No Saskatchewan involvement today.
Yeah, we talked to a couple of the Manitoba players before the game, and they were saying that they have a few friends on the other team that they play with during the summer, so it's kind of fun because they know their tendencies and they can kind of use that against them. So they're like, it makes it more exciting because it becomes a bit of a chess match, and they're friends off the field, but not for the next 2 hours.
Although it is ultimate, so they're still pretty friendly on
yeah.
the field. Well, there was a shot to the end zone that, had it cleared the defender, might have been good, but a good effort by number 29 on the Winnipeg side. Nathan Gooey got up there and knocked it down, and Winnipeg will take it back. Points have been a little bit scarce for the last 7 or 8 minutes. The defense is getting their job done.
Yeah, Winnipeg looking a little bit stagnant here. They're having problems getting the disc off, getting into those high stall counts. They really want to see their cutters anticipate where the disc is going to go. You can see they're kind of catching it, and then the cuts are coming, and so they're going to want to clean that up a little bit if they want to have some more flow in their offense here.
Todd will put it around to Gooey. Now he's looking for an opportunity. That was the forehander Tuttle, and they've got it right down near the end zone line now. Hildebrand, what can he find?
Looks like there was a pick called on the play, so what can be referred to as a screen in basketball, that is not legal in ultimate. So if you are running and cause your defender to run into someone else, it's called a pick, and play stops, and your defender's allowed to catch up.
They were right there on the doorstep, so that was a pretty short little strike to Liam Gutkin, and Winnipeg
Get another look at the defense there that led to that point.
There it is, Gutkin for the third Winnipeg point of the game.
So Winnipeg has been doing a good job of putting pressure on Manitoba. They have come close to a lot of Ds, but haven't quite been able to come up with them. So if they want to get back into this game, they need to keep that pressure on Manitoba, and then when they do get the disc back, really capitalize on it. They're looking a little scattered throughout their offense, so they just need to communicate a little bit better and clean that up, and they'll be able to stick with this Manitoba team.
Good strong pull all the way down to the goal line of Manitoba. Comes away with it. Oren Binnen. Far side, and there's a drop on it. Should have been a pretty easy catch, so big opportunity for Winnipeg on that turnover, and a pretty short field to work with here. Let's see how quickly they're able to strike. Hildebrand tosses it back to Jordan Warren. Warren snuck it in there, and that one was pretty well defended, but Bennett Garber got it. And we'll try a jump disc in the end zone. No, not quite the end zone. Right down near it. Strempler. That will work. And they've got it. Isaac Hildebrand. Pull him to within one. It's tightened right up. Winnipeg finding a way after the turnover near the midfield mark. And away they go, and they score.
Yeah, an unfortunate drop there from Manitoba. We saw him make an excellent grab in the end zone to get a point just a few minutes ago, and almost had too much time with that one, and gives Winnipeg a chance to get back into this game.
It's almost like you're throwing a pass over there to Titus Chu or Ari Kamura. You gotta throw it where they can't quite reach it. Then they'll catch it.
Yeah, gotta make it hard on them. They need a challenge.
Yeah, no, that's good patience. Dilly, back forward, we're going.
I suppose sometimes it is true in this sport, where if it's just floating there and it's an easy one, it's sometimes too much time to think about it.
Yeah, those are the harder ones to catch.
Sure. Manitoba have seen their lead shaved down to 1 point on the sidelines. Some of the reserve players look on, and as the rest of them wait for the pull down to their own goal line. Here it comes, and Manitoba is on the attack. Carefully to Eldridge. Back and forth. Looking for a play up the middle to a little bit of traffic, but Lachlan Roche got it. And a shot to the end zone, and it's laid in there real nice and caught by Oren Binnen, and that's the way you answer back. Manitoba strikes pretty quickly.
Yeah, they got a little bit lucky through the middle there. I don't think that was his intended receiver originally, but
kind of floated it in there,
yeah,
didn't he?
nice heads-up play, and they're able to get the score.
The scoring play was the easy part of that. That pass through the middle could have easily been defended. Or, you know, it's one of those where sometimes your own team knocks it down because too many cooks in the kitchen. 3 Manitoba players were close to the disc. But it worked, and they have a 6-4 lead. We'll have a halftime break once one of these teams reaches 8. And Manitoba with the 2-point advantage. Sure hope they can be the first to 8. Winnipeg thinking if they're the first to 8, it's going to involve going on a little bit of a run.
Definitely something that Winnipeg is capable of. We've seen that both of these teams so far are very athletic. They've had some wonderful catches throughout the game, and they are on offense now, so they just need to have a clean offensive hold and then come back with a strong D-line.
The pull was a brick by about that much, just out of bounds, and they'll bring it up. You said there's a line, a brick line, or a...
Yeah, so it's 15 yards from the end zone.
Oh, okay.
And if it goes out of bounds, then you get it in the middle of the field at the brick mark. If it goes out of bounds before the brick mark, then you get it wherever it went out of bounds.
It looks like they've come up to essentially midfield, and Winnipeg is in business. Hildebrand dishes it back through the middle. It's caught, and now to the near side, Jordan Warren. Oh, a little bit of a dispute.
Looks like there was another pick called. He kind of ran through the other defender, so he gets to catch up here.
Back to Zach Tottle. It really is hanging up and then drifting back, and it's just swatted down by Klimish Schwartz.
Yeah, the stall count was getting pretty high there. He didn't have a lot of options. Manitoba doing a really good job of taking away those undercuts, and he was forced to put that up, and fortunately just no Winnipeg receivers in the area.
Is he going to get there? Yes. Nice break. Brett Basher running under it. I didn't know if he'd get there, but he did. And that's his 3rd time scoring today for Manitoba, and it makes the point differential 7-4. Boy, the defense was tight there too. Hildebrand could have easily, or just as easily, have knocked that out of the way, but it was the catch in the end zone by Brett Basher.
That was a great put by the handler there. He kind of put it only where he could get it. He's using his height advantage there and went up, and despite the pressure is able to come down with it.
Winnipeg sneaking back in, and then Manitoba turns it on almost and asserts themselves, and they've got a 3-point lead opened up again. Aaron Klimish Schwartz is just waiting for everybody to be in position, and Manitoba here electing to use the Schwartz for the pull. See, now that is a reference to a Mel Brooks movie that I couldn't resist. And you're like, what? That's an old man joke.
I was waiting for it.
Old man joke. And here comes Winnipeg. Tottle setting it up. Doesn't see anything downfield, so he puts it over to Warren. Warren under some pressure, gets it back to Tottle. Across the middle, and then now to the near sideline for Jesse Casey. Zigging and zagging they go. Tottle in the middle of the field. Spread it out to Kalinowski. Picking away are these Manitoba players. Einerson got it up to Tottle. And that one is forwarded to Hildebrand as they get near an area where they can think about an end zone shot. Right back into the middle of the field now. Jordan Warren. Toss there, and there was some contact. Jesse Casey was over there looking for the catch, and Carlos Villa was on defense, and the two collided. And let's see what kind of determination is made.
So there'll definitely be some kind of call there. Yeah, so it looks like the Winnipeg player was actually contacted before he went to catch the disc, so he's called a foul and the Manitoba player is not contesting, so he'll get the disc where he would have caught it.
Winnipeg keeps possession. And they're going to score. Just a little short toss over the top of the defender, and Winnipeg puts another one in the end zone.
Yeah, nice little flip into the end zone. Just the Winnipeg receiver took off immediately, and Manitoba not able to catch up, and great put there.
Jordan Warren has the point for Winnipeg.
So Winnipeg not going away here. They're giving the Manitoba team a run for their money, and we'll see if they can get a break now. They need to bring out a big D-line, and Manitoba's been doing a really good job. They've shown that they are able to throw the long throws, but if that's not there, then they can also use those short looks, and we're having a nice view of our clown man here.
Ryan McDonald hasn't stopped smiling all day. He is having a great time. Yep. Hey, I'm with him since the sun came out just after the first pull of the game. This is, how you doing? You almost thinking of maybe getting too warm now? Maybe lose the mitts? No?
I wouldn't go that far. I would say I'm comfortable now.
It is so much better, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lovely afternoon with the sun out, but at the start of the game with a clouded sky, only 2 degrees, it was chilly. Wow, hang on. For the score, is he in the end zone? I think so. And that is Titus Chu for the 3rd time today. And you don't see too many times in Ultimate where the player uses their body to catch the disc. But on that throw, we did see it a little bit. A tough play.
Yeah, that was great concentration by Chu. There's a lot of pressure from the Winnipeg defender laying out to get that. And we've seen that a couple times. Winnipeg's so close on those defensive efforts and just can't get their hand on it. But Manitoba has done a great job of reeling those in, not letting the defensive pressure affect them, and they take it to half.
8-5 Manitoba. We'll take a quick break and be back with the second half. You're watching the Canadian Prairie University Ultimate Championships on Max TV, local on demand. Back at Forest Park in Saskatoon for the Canadian Prairie University Ultimate Championships, an 8-5 lead. Manitoba ahead of Winnipeg. Manitoba in the black with gold trim have the advantage, but right now Winnipeg in the white with red and black trim have the disc as they look to tighten the gap a little. Heath Mulligan along with Bobby Anderson. And we're back in action. Zach Tottle, one of the key handlers for Winnipeg, and I thought he might have overdone it on that one, but Jordan Warren runs under it. Winnipeg's drive stays alive. Hildebrand looking up the far sideline, and he's got Gutkin. Real quickly, that pass is tossed to Gooey, and he stays in bounds for the catch and then resets. Winnipeg really want the next score, and it's into the end zone, tipped, and then caught. The tip drill. Did he get it? Or not? I'm not sure. No, maybe not. I thought he had it.
From his reaction, he did not get it.
Yeah. I thought Hildebrand had it, but yeah, when he came up, there was no celebration, so we'll maybe get another chance to see it.
Great catch on the sidelines there from Gooey, keeping his toes in, and then tipped off the hands and tries to reel it in, but can't quite keep it.
You got to sell that, come up with it like you caught it, but then again, this is a self-officiated sport. That would not be well handled.
Yeah, that would be very against spirit of the game, as we call it. Spirit of the game, quite a big part of Ultimate. It's calling your own fouls, and rules knowledge go along with it, and then there's also body contact as part of it, and just fair-mindedness in general.
Just a moment ago, we saw Gooey with it, or Via rather with it, and